Hi there. A popular question I've been fielding over the past little while that I'd like to shed some more light on is former marijuana grow-ops and whether they can be financed. Well, short answer, yes, you can finance them. However, typically there is a little more work involved as far as due diligence goes on the part of the lender's mortgage underwriting team. And of course, not all banks are going to be willing to jump through these extra hoops, so to speak. So, where do we start? What are you going to require? First and foremost, you will need an air quality test conducted by an environmental firm. At the time of this blog, the environmental firm that is most widely regarded by lenders in the Greater Vancouver area is Medallion Homes. So the environmental firm is going to enter the premises and they're going to take an air sampling in an area where the grow-op was actually situated and in an area of the house where there was no grow-op in order to have an ambient and control comparison, and so that they may provide you with a breakdown or a readout of mold content or chemical content, if any. In most cases, the reports come back fine without any issues. However, if there had been significant moisture problems, the test may not come back so good. And in these cases, they're going to need some additional remediation before the bank will feel more comfortable enough to finance. I mentioned Medallion Homes earlier. Generally, this is the firm that most lenders in Vancouver want to see conduct this air quality test and report. There are some other firms whose reports are accepted by certain lenders, but for the most part you want to stick with the popular choice, which is currently Medallion Homes, wherever possible, because it will give you the most flexibility as far as choice of lenders. Another important point of consideration, which lenders are actually financing former grow-ops right now. Now, one of the most common questions from potential buyers is, are these lenders that are financing grow-ops going to charge me some astronomical rate? Absolutely not. There are credit unions and chartered banks that will finance grow-ops and offer similar going rates. Now, some lenders, your bank for example, of course, will simply not look at your deal if the property is a former grow-op under any circumstances, even if the grow-op was 2 owners removed and everything has been reported to be fine. That is the unfortunate reality of the banks and their policies. But no need to fear, you have the options through the use of a mortgage professional. In any case, step 1 is the air quality test, and step 2 is a full appraisal. In most cases, the lender will want to ensure that the market value of the home has not been adversely affected as a result of being a former grow-op. Like it or not, there is some stereotypes that are attached to this home now. And lastly, depending on the local municipality where the property is located, you will need either confirmation from the city that the occupancy is still in place, or that the occupancy permit has been reissued, or even a letter from the city stating that the property is conforming to all bylaws. Essentially what the letter is saying is, yes, we know that this was a grow-op, but the current owner has taken the necessary steps to get the property back to the level where it's safe for human habitation. I had a couple a few weeks ago shy away from a property when they found out that it was a former grow-op. But really, in most circumstances, former grow-ops aren't actually as bad as portrayed on television. It's not always like they show on the news with black mold and chemicals running rampant throughout the property. Oftentimes, the grow-op was confined to a single room. Regardless, they still require the same level of due diligence. It doesn't matter if it was 1 plant or 500 plants. If it's a busted grow-op, the stereotype or stigma, if you will remain forever, or at least until the home is torn down and rebuilt from the ground up. Now, if you or somebody you know is looking for financing a former grow-op and having problems getting the financing, that doesn't mean it's impossible. It just means that you're going to need the 3 things: the air quality, the appraisal, and a comfort letter from the city or the occupancy permit, depending on the municipality. Not all municipalities pull the occupancy permits, but some do. So if you're in Surrey or Mission, or you're in Vancouver or Coquitlam, the rules and regulations will vary. This is why it's important to be dealing with somebody who knows what the rules are in that unique market and can get a bank that will finance it as well. Thank you.